Hi, Happy New Year. I am so glad that you're joining me, and today we're going to have a good time. My name is Judith Coles, and you are in Jesus Journaling, and you might be seeing this on YouTube later. I blog and write over at hisunmeasuredgrace.com, so you can also find me there, but you find me every day right here in Jesus Journaling on Facebook. And so this is where we draw closer to Jesus through Bible journaling. And I have just been really blown away by how many of you are sharing your beautiful, beautiful Bible journaling art. And none of us are really artists. We really wouldn't make it into any kind of art gallery. But we have our own gallery right here on Jesus Journaling on Facebook. And that's really, really wonderful. So many of you were really, really thrilled and happy to just kick 2020 out the door. It was a hard year, and it was a different year, and it's like nothing I have ever dealt with before. And so I've seen everywhere how people are hoping that 2021 will be better. But one thing I've got to tell you is that even though it was really strange and there was a lot of things that were really hard, and I went through some valleys, and you probably have reasons why you did too. I don't know about you, but 2020 wasn't the hardest year I ever had. I had some other years that were really, really hard. I had a whole string of them. And so if you look at history, people have gone through so much worse in history. So I don't know. I am not one of those people that's going to say to you or even hope, because I don't know, that 2021 is going to be better. I hope it will be, because I don't like wishing bad times on people or like saying it's going to be better, because I don't know. God holds the future. And so that is why I think it's been really, really special to have decided to do Proverbs. And I didn't decide this on my own. I was inspired by Gail Purath, and she started this group, and she blogs over, let me see if I can get this right, Bible Love Notes, 1 minute Bible Love Notes, I don't know. But anyway, she posts links to things that she writes on Tuesdays and Thursdays in our group. And I'm really grateful for that, because it even really helped when I was away in December. I was away for, maybe it was a week, but then I was preparing for a week or two, just getting things ready for Christmas and stuff. And I had everything on my blog, and then I'd never had the time to share it in this group or on my Facebook page. It just really went all spiraled downhill. But that was just digressing. I have really been needing to cry out to God for wisdom. And Proverbs is just filled with wisdom. And before I realized how much I was going to need wisdom in this month, in January of 2021, before I even realized that, we had already decided to do Proverbs. And I was just like completely needing wisdom. And here I'm even reading a book that is filled with wisdom, and I'm asking God for wisdom, and He's giving it to me every day. So here was my first, and there's people that do much better than me, but I don't have their Bibles to show here. And I need to know wisdom and instruction. And I'm going to read you a few of the verses from it, because I just don't want to just talk about myself. I want God's word to speak to you. To know wisdom and instruction, to understand words of insight, to receive instruction and wise dealing in righteousness, justice, and equity, to give prudence to the simple, knowledge and discretion to the youth. Let the wise hear and increase in learning, and the one who understands obtain guidance. To understand a proverb and a saying, the words of the wise and the riddles. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and instruction. And that's the key, to have the fear of God. And So I need wisdom, and I think you probably do too. You can share in the comments something that you're going through that we can pray about. Um, and besides that, when you share in the comments, it helps this video or the post somebody shared to be seen by more people, because Facebook loves to hide these things. And a lot of times my videos don't really get seen, I don't think, by too many people in the group. Who knows why? Maybe it's a spiritual battle that Facebook is helping to do, because I have things in the title that are of a Christian spiritual nature, and they have algorithms that kind of block that. So, to know wisdom and instruction, it helps to give us wise dealing. So, whatever your situation is, as you read Proverbs and seek God with all your heart and soul and mind, and just dig into Proverbs, it'll help you have wise dealings. And it'll help you to live, or to learn how to live with righteousness. There are so many things that help you to learn not to be lazy. Just this part's off the top of my head. To help you not to be lazy, or to help you deal with your children, to help you deal with your finances, and on. So that's how it gives you wisdom, by giving you little sayings that are catchy, and no matter what version you're reading it in, that help you remember them. It helps to give you justice. Now, what's justice? I'm not going to give you a real good definition, but I just quickly looked it up. And it's the quality of being just. Well, that's using the same word to describe it, or another, like the root word. But it helps you to be impartial, to be fair, and to have conformity to the right principle and the right. I can't even read my own writing. The right, the free, and have the freedom from favoritism. That is what God gives us when He gives us justice for our sins. He gives us the freedom of favoritism. He doesn't care that somebody else is better at something than you, or has less sinfulness than you, although we all fall short of God. But you might feel your sin is worse. Doesn't have any favoritism, and neither should we. And equity has a similar meaning, because it means to have the freedom of favoritism and being fair. So those are all good. And fear of the Lord. We aren't to say, how people can be cocky and just like be in the face of God and not care, and not think they have to care about or be careful about how they live. We know we need to be. And to have the fear of God, that God is watching everything you do, and that you will have to answer for everything you do. How often I've looked back over my life, or things that I've done, and felt really bad about it. So fear is the beginning of wisdom. It's the most important thing to me that we should have in seeking wisdom, to have the fear of God. Wisdom will come into your heart. That's in one of something here I read. I think it's in the, okay, it's on the next page. You can look it up in Proverbs 2:10-12. I'm not going to read that to you too, but there you go. It's for wisdom will come into your heart. You want it in your heart. You want to internalize it so much that it's in your heart. And it said, got to get this right. It said my son, but I put on this my daughter, because wrong hand. Everything's backwards, so it just throws me off. And you're to keep sound, wisdom, and discretion. And so your foot won't stumble. These are not in the right order. I put that because it was next to the feet. It'll give you life for your soul, adornment for your neck. I put this around my neck, so maybe I could pretend that this is wisdom and discernment. It's cold today. Anyway, and it'll help you walk securely, and so that you can lie down and not be afraid. You don't want to go to bed having worry and fear on your mind, because you want to gird yourself with God's wisdom. And I'll give you a sneak preview. I like doing this to give you a sneak. No, it's in this Bible. No, that's another one. This is what I'm talking about, which, there. Nope. There you go. That one is today, and I did the dragonfly because it talked about, why did I do that? Because let your heart hold fast my words, keep my commandments, and live. It was a live, and to me, a dragonfly just symbolizes to me the newness of life and just the summer and the warmth that life brings. Now, I'm done, but I want to show you something. I love having a new Bible. So I have a new Bible, and it's a ESV. So is this one. But I'm gonna try anyway. I might give up partway through. I'm gonna try reading through the Bible in a year. So I can't journal when you read 3 or 4 chapters in a day, you can't. And not everybody can do this. I've only done this sometimes. I'm doing this year. I probably will concentrate on chapters next year, but I'm underlining. And what that does is that when I go back and journal that page, I can quickly see things that'll speak to my heart. But what I stumbled upon yesterday was a reading plan that does it chronologically, not according to how the Bible goes from Genesis through Revelation. So I've read several chapters up to chapter 11 or 12 or whatever it is in Genesis the last few days. And now I jump into Job, which happened at that point in history. So I think I'm going to enjoy this because also you read some books and they kind of get bogged down with Leviticus. I kind of like Leviticus and I kind of don't. And you kind of get bogged down. And this might kind of break things up, and so it might help me. So this is what I'm trying. And the last time I read through the Bible was 2 years ago, not last year, the year before, 2019, I think. Or maybe it was 2018. Yeah, it was. Because I bogged down in September and totally gave it up because I kept going back and forth with my parents and 6 times, 7 times or more, probably 10 times. and so I couldn't keep up with it. So I guess what I'm saying is this is what I'm trying to do this year. I'm leaving myself the freedom not to finish it, which I usually don't do, and then you're with that guilt. If some of you have little children, do not try to do this unless you're a fast reader, because you want to allow, this is where I've stopped before, because I want the Lord to speak to me, and I want that more than anything else. So if reading a chapter a day is good, that's good. And that's why I have a lot of my Bible reading plans have I think I might have lost my internet. So I think I'll stop because my video just probably ended.